You have already studied the catalytic RNA. The catalytic RNA is known as ribozyme, and it was first reported. It was first reported in tetrahymena. Tetrahymena is a protozoan. Tetrahymena is a protozoan like amoeba, like trypanosoma, like paramecium, like plasmodium. Tetrahymena is a protozoan in which for the first time catalytic RNA was discovered. And therefore, being the catalytic in nature, that RNA acts as an enzyme. And you know that 99 point enzymes are proteinaceous in nature, but there are some examples of the enzymes which are non-protein, and the best example is provided by the RNA, ribosomal RNA found in the tetrahymena, which has the capacity to undergo self-splicing, and this self-splicing is catalyzed by the catalytic activity. And when the RNA acts as catalyst, it can be said as an enzyme. So therefore, this is the best example. I want to recall your memory because today's lecture includes the classification of intron, and introns are classified into two classes: class 1 introns and class 2 introns. Introns are non-coding sequences. You all know that introns are non-coding sequences, but they also play a very important role in providing protection to the adjoining exons from the action of the mutagens or physical or chemical mutagens. So now this intron also does not encode any encode amino acid, but it has protective role. It also plays a regulatory role, and you know that there are some introns which act as a catalyst in case of the tetrahymena pre-ribosomal RNA. So today's I will discuss the differences between the class 1 intron and class 2 intron. I have already shared the image of whiteboard on which I have made a column between the column to make distinction between these two types of the introns, class 1 introns and class 2 introns. And on the right side of the whiteboard, I have shown the mechanism of this removal of introns. And Ujma, let me know, what do you know, how will you define the term splicing? Splice का मतलब क्या होता है? मोदिता त्रिपाठी, जुबीन, स्प्लिसिंग का क्या मतलब होता है? ओपन योर वीडियो, जुबीना, ओपन योर
सर रिमूवल
ज्वाइन करना सर, रिमूव करना,
RNA
स्प्लिट करना.
द लिटरल मीनिंग ऑफ स्प्लाइसिंग का मतलब होता है टू यूनाइट, टू लिंक. What is the meaning of the English? What is the word meaning of this? What is the Hindi meaning? Or what is the synonym of the term splice? To splice or splicing का means होता है to unite together, to link together. किसको link करना है? You know that the I want to recall your memory that in case of eukaryotic gene, the DNA is at first transcribed into HNRNA. आप सब जानते हो कि यूकैरियोट में पहले डीएनए से एमआरएनए नहीं बनता, क्या बनता है? HNRNA बनता है ना. और वही HNRNA कैसा काम करता है? प्राइमरी ट्रांसक्रिप्टर की तरह काम करता है. और उस एंड दैट HNRNA अंडर क्या पोस्ट ट्रांसक्रिप्शनल मॉडिफिकेशन you can also say the maturation of HNRNA. You can also say that the processing of HNRNA. So now what happens? HNRNA has both the exons and intron. When the DNA is transcribed, in case of eukaryote, at first it leads to the production of the HNRNA. And HNRNA has both the exons and introns. And when this HNRNA undergoes post-transcriptional modification, removed. The introns are removed and the exons are united together. And the exons are united together. Introns are removed and the exons are joined. This process is known as splicing. Splicing कहलाता है. Then how can you define the term splicing? Removal of intron and joining of exons. What? Removal of introns and joining of intron is called इज कॉल्ड स्प्लाइसिंग। स्प्लिसिंग कहलाता है, इसी को हम लोग स्प्लाइसिंग कहते हैं, जिसमें क्या होता है, जितने भी इंट्रॉन्स होते हैं उनका एक्सीजन होता है और बचा हुआ जो एक्सॉन्स होता है दे गेट यूनाइटेड टुगेदर। तो दिस प्रोसेस इज नोन एज द स्प्लिसिंग। एंड सिंस द स्प्लिसिंग, किसका स्प्लिसिंग हो रहा है, डीएनए का कि आरएनए का? आरएनए का। इसलिए इस प्रोसेस को आरएनए स्प्लिसिंग भी कहते हैं। क्या कहते हैं? आरएनए स्प्लिसिंग। ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है? आरएनए स्प्लिसिंग कहते हैं। और स्प्लिसिंग का मतलब जो लिटरल मीनिंग अगर इंग्लिश में देखेंगे तो सिर्फ इसका मतलब होता है टू यूनाइट, टू लिंक। लेकिन यहाँ पर लिंक किसका किसका लिंकिंग हो रहा है? द एक्सॉन्स आर बीइंग लिंक्ड आफ्टर द रिमूवल ऑफ क्या? इंट्रॉन्स। इंट्रॉन्स को रिमूव करने के बाद, जैसे सपोज दैट हम व्हाइट बोर्ड पर बनाए हुए हैं, लुक हियर लुक ऑन द व्हाइट बोर्ड, देयर आर टू एक्सॉन्स। Look here, this is the axon, this is the axon, and this green line indicates the intron. So there are two axons and one introns here. This is a very simple diagram of a part of the RNA, a part of hnRNA, which shows axon 1 and this intron in between and the axon 2. These two axons has an intervening intron. And this removal, what happens? This removal of introns, excision of introns and joining of these two axons is called splicing. How does it take place? I will describe the mechanism of this removal of intron and joining of these two axons. At first, look at the differences between the class 1 and class 2 intron. Look here, structure of eukaryotic genes में हम लोग क्या पढ़ रहे हैं? We are studying the types of introns. Introns have been divided into or grouped into two classes, the class 1 introns and the class 2 introns. The class 1, the sequence of the class 1 introns, you know that both the introns and exons are made up of a nucleotide sequence. So then the introns, in case of class 1 intron, the sequence of the class 1 introns are conserved that it has the sequence of nucleotide forming the introns remain conserved, whereas the sequence of introns forming the sequence of the nucleotide which form the class 2 introns are not conserved. यहाँ लिखा हुआ है the first, look here, the sequence of class 1 introns are conserved, whereas the sequence of class 2, what is the meaning of sequence? Nucleotide sequence. The nucleotide sequence of the class 1 intron are conserved, whereas the sequence of nucleotide present on the class 2 introns are not conserved. The second difference, the class 1 intron is more common. Look here, the class 1 intron is more common. The class 2 introns are less common. The third difference, intron folding for self-splicing takes place. I have just said that there are some RNA which has the catalytic ability, catalytic function. As for example, the pre-ribosomal RNA of tetrahymena has the catalytic activity. It does not require any additional protein acting as enzyme. Rather, it undergoes folding to form the catalytic site, and self-catalysis takes place due to the folding of RNA. So this class 1 intron, can undergo folding for the self-splicing. But in case of class 2 intron, now the class 2 intron cannot undergo any folding. Okay? So this is the third difference between the class 1 and class 2 intron. Class 1 intron can undergo folding on itself to form for the process of self-splicing, and this folding bring about the formation of catalytic site. In case of class 2, there is no formation of any catalytic site, and there is no folding of class 2 intron. Now let us see the fourth difference between the class 1 and class 2 intron. The class 1 intron can form the secondary structure, whereas the class 2 intron cannot form the secondary structure. Now let us see the fifth difference between in the class 1 and class 2 intron. Self-splicing takes place. That is, the introns are removed from the transcript without the role of any enzyme, without the role of any additional protein. But in case of class 2 intron, the removal of intron will take place with the help of some other proteins, and there no self-splicing takes place in class 2 intron. Now let us see the sixth difference. In case of class 1 intron, splicing, removal of intron and joining of exons require guanosine monophosphate for the splicing. That is, it will require GMP, guanosine monophosphate, GDP, guanosine diphosphate, or GTP, guanosine triphosphate, which plays a very important role in the splicing of this type of class 1 intron. But here, in this case, there is no dependence. The class 2 does not require any guanosine nucleotide for the self-splicing, for the removal of exons and removal of introns and joining of exons. And next difference between the class 1 intron and class 2 intron is that no additional protein is required. Yani for the process of splicing, for the removal of intron and joining of exon does not require any additional protein. But in this case, additional protein is required for the process of splicing. So this is the major difference. There are still other differences between the class 1 and class 2 intron. But I have just pointed out the major difference between the class 1 and class 2 intron. And the best example of class 1 intron is the pre-ribosomal RNA introns present in pre-ribosomal RNA of tetrahymena. Okay, so this is the main difference between the class 1 and class 2 introns. Sometime in your examination, you may be asked to write short notes on the intron, self-splicing of RNA. Now look at the mechanism. How does this self-splicing take place? Splicing is of two types: self-splicing and protein-mediated splicing. Self-splicing and protein-mediated splicing. This is this diagram shown on the whiteboard shows the process of self-splicing of RNA. This is not the protein-mediated splicing. Rather, there are two types of the maturation of RNA. That is there are two mechanisms for the removal of introns and joining of exons. The first mechanism is known as the self-splicing, and the second mechanism is known as the protein-mediated splicing, in which a particular structure which is called a spliceosome is formed. But this is the basic mechanism. This is the first mechanism, self-splicing of this intron. Here I have shown two exons joined by one intron, and self-splicing is taking place. And in this type of removal of intron and joining of exon requires, just I have said here that it will require guanosine monophosphate or guanosine monophosphate, guanosine diphosphate, or guanosine triphosphate. Here look, I have written here guanosine triphosphate, which brings about the removal, which brings about the excision of this intron and joining of these two exons. What happens? This GTP plays a very important role. This A. I have written this alphabet A, which represents the adenosine, which represents a nucleotide, that is the adenosine. Look here. This is the part of the intron. Here you can also write like this. This intron is having here. Look here. This is the A, and this is the guanosine phosphate. Now I am going to explain the mechanism. Suppose that this green part present between these two, this green part designates or represents the intron present between the two exons, and this intron has adenosine at the 5' and this is the guanosine at the 3'. What happens? How does this excision and removal, excision of intron and joining of two exons take place? Look, at first a GTP molecule is required for this process, and this GTP molecule bind at the 5' end of this intron. Look here, A, and what happens in the third diagram? Look here, this